shabby.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Trey's Models. On this episode, we're going to be doing the Tiger 1 from Tamiya, Kampfwagen 6, otherwise known as the SD KFC 181. And this is going to be item number 35216 from Tamiya. We did do some upgrades, got some photo etch screens for the grills. That's one of the things that's missing out of the kit. And we upgraded it with a metal barrel. And we got some upgraded tank tracks, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But since this model's been out for quite a while and there's quite a few videos up online about it already, I'm just going to go over a brief rundown of what we did, starting out with the photo etch grills. The one thing that to accurize need to be put on the Tiger 1 on the early models. One of the other things we did to upgrade the kit was ditch the rubber band tracks. In place of those, we're using the new Tank Craft link system. They're printed tracks with inner and outer pins, and they go together real easy. It is kind of tedious, you know, put some music on in the background and start plugging away. And then we used some Vallejo different washes and dirtied them up, weathered them. And then that was basically it on the tracks. We added some more weathering on them later on in the build. In the kit, Tamiya gives you a couple of different options for the mantlet and the rear, what would you call them, fenders. There's two different styles you can use depending on which version you want to use. You can see from the picture we took the, not the very early one, but the next one from the very first ones that were out. And then we added some photo etch details for the back of the toolbox that goes on the back of the turret. There was also a metal barrel that we used, and to get the paint to stick better to the metal barrel, I wiped it down with lemon juice. The acid in the lemon juice will etch the metal a little bit and hopefully help the paint stick a little bit better than just painting it over raw metal. Also, we redid the welds on the top of the turret with some Tamiya putty. The rest of the build's pretty much out of the box with the exception of some photo etch upgrades, little details that we added, tool clasp, that nature, which meant I had to take the molded ones off of the tools to make room for the photo etch clasp. Then basically the air cleaners, after they're cut, if you use just a little bit of heat, just get a lighter, just not too close so you melt it completely, but it'll keep it from fraying out. Then I came back with some foam safe CA, the thin, and I soaked the hoses down so that they would stay in place and not crush, give them a little bit more rigidity. I wouldn't use the CA kicker on that. The heat would be too much and probably would distort them. So just stay away from the CA kicker if you're going to use that to stiffen up the air cleaner hoses. Other than that, it's ready for primer. And for the primer, I used a variation of some red that I toned down with some other colors. Got some, basically like appreciate kind of sort of, to give a little bit more depth to the final colors. And for the actual gray, I just mixed up some Model Master RLM 66 that I had left over, and then on half of the batch I lined some of it, and on the other half I darkened, and then came back with the stencils to kind of break it up a little bit, give it some color variation so it wasn't so monochromatic, because you have that with gray sometimes. Basically that was it for the colors. Basic painting finished up, added the weathering, which was a mix of Vallejo and AK washes. Then I came back and hand picked out the colors on the handles for the tools, which was again Vallejo acrylic. I started out with the basic new wood color, and then came back with some Tamiya transparent orange to enhance the wood a little bit. Then everything was toned down with a filter, which was the base color mixed with a little bit of white, just a very, and diluted almost 80%. just to kind of blend everything together. Then onto the base. Wanted to make a tiger base with the iron cross, which was laser cut by a friend of mine. Used a piece of PVC pipe onto a 2x4 anchor that was bevel cut and then laminated with some pieces of balsa, sanded, primed, and painted. I picked up the tiger at Hobby Lobby, I think, and there was some really crappy painting on it, so I wound up repainting a lot of the tiger itself, and there were absolutely no whiskers on him, and you can't have a tiger without whiskers, so I used an old paintbrush and cut some whiskers, put everything in place. I used some rattle can black to base it with, and then came back with some Tester silver and did the border on the cross, and that was it. Well, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all be good to each other, and we'll see you on the next one.